Once again. Well, now we're overheating.
Now just turn everything for it.
1, 2, 3, 4, go!
First trip back in the bus is going well, yeah? You guys, we are back with our beloved Red Peppa. Babes is already on a mission.
Fix a busted copper pipe.
Oh, buddy.
I'm gonna YouTube it.
I guess that happened while we were away. I filmed an intro to this video and it seems to be a recurring theme that I delete footage on accident. Damn, how are you gonna fix that though? This pipe here, it's difficult to see, but there's a bust in it. We arrived here to Red Peppa and the Jeep didn't start, so we had to jump start the Jeep. It was freezing cold the first night. Well, here we are back at the Red Peppa, trying to fix a broken leak before we hit the road again tomorrow, because we are taking Vince along to the Grand Canyon with us and all along our adventures. This is where Red Peppa has been this whole time. A lot of you asked us. I think we just found this parking spot here in Pahrump on neighbor.com, and it was pretty reliable, just a big open lot of vast nothingness. Peps has been checking out the good view behind her over here. Pretty epic. Just got back from California, made it all the way to the coastline, and now we're gearing up. I guess we're gonna prep and have everything ready for our big adventure as of tomorrow. So I'm gonna start unpacking. I feel like we've been packing and unpacking so much lately. But I'm gonna start working on that to get this bus clean, because now that there's 3 adults and 1 little one in this bus, we gotta keep it really tidy. Otherwise it feels very chaotic very quickly. So I'm gonna get to work. All right, Pop.
3 months since she's last seen adventure. And now, once again, we return and adventure begins again.
Ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, go! Go!
Oh, buddy.
Woo-hoo! Yes!
We're here.
Time to ride once again.
We made it like a hot 10 miles before we realized that we were pretty much out of gas for the actual bus. So we're gonna hope that this works here. About 15 miles away from the gas station. And we've got probably a gallon left in this tank for the heater. First trip back in the bus is going well, yeah? Oh, at least it's beautiful out here.
Yeah, it is.
We never had such a good looking gas station. Fill her up on the side of the road. Tips.
Well, the fan didn't kick on, so now we're overheating. We have to wait for it to cool down to a particular temperature, then we can crank it back on and the fan will cut on.
Back on the road. Hopefully we can make it over this pass. We've decided to make the most of all our breakdowns and have lunch breaks and snack time, playtime, regroup time. Here we go, back on the road. Tell us how much it was.
Well, I gotta fill her up again, I think. It's like 150 for like 38 gallons.
Wow.
Well, we used to be able to fill up for like 125. That was 150. We are headed to the Grand Canyon. We're gonna Gonna drive there as far as we get. We'll get that far and go from there.
We made it, people. It was a long, like 8-hour day. And we're parked about an hour away from the Grand Canyon. Pops is cooking dinner. Say what's for dinner?
Some soup.
What kind of soup is it?
Some carrot soup.
It's not carrot soup.
I want it to be.
Pops is making his classic white soup. What's in your soup?
This one has potatoes, and it has secret ingredient, kale, coconut milk, cashew milk.
Last time we did a white bean soup, and it was nice to have like that protein stuff in there. So we got some morning store like meatless veggie crumbles. It's gonna be cold tonight, 22 degrees. We're gonna be snuggling. I'm gonna finish getting this house clean and organized and ready, and we'll have dinner and check in with you guys tomorrow. The bus is tipping too far for the last little bit of water that we have left in this big tank. We didn't fill up before we came. Since the water is not working in the sink, we decided it would just be easier to just like use jugs. I'm over here trying to fill this up. It's super cold out here, and the bus is tipping too far the wrong way for the little spigot. I have to try and do some like long exposure photo of the bus while it's here. I'm gonna go back inside now and eat some warm soup. I wanted to take a second to share some thoughts I've been having lately, because it's been something that's really been bothering me. Recently, our life, like traveling and being on the road, one of the biggest challenges that I've found to keep a sustainable lifestyle is just the impact of our life on the planet. Not being able to compost or recycle always as much as we'd like, and traveling as much as we do, and using so much diesel and fuel. It's just been something that's been kind of bugging me, because it's a massive like impact on our environment that's somewhat negative, and I want to make sure that what we're doing is not, you know, contributing to a lot of the negative things that climate change contribute to. I'm really excited to say that this week's video is sponsored by Klima. They're an app that you can basically use to kind of track your carbon footprint and then also help offset your carbon footprint. So the strategy that Klima has is to have 3 sort of goals, one being with nature, one being with tech, and then the other being social impact. So they've got planting trees, solar power, and feeding the hungry. These are all things that are really important in our world to help people live happily. If you guys are really curious to help like fund climate solutions, then it could be really cool to help like reduce emissions in other places by contributing to a monthly fund to be able to plant more trees and take care of our environment together. So if you guys are wanting to join on and help give back to our environment like us, then be sure to check out Klima. We've got a special code that you guys can use that'll help plant 10 extra trees just for signing up, and you can download the app, the link is all below, and input the code, fill out your infos, get started by tracking what your carbon footprint is. As I stand here in this beautiful place, it's nice to know that we are finding good ways to give back to our environment. Been a very long day of working. Vince and I got dropped off in town and did some work at a little coffee shop, saw the quaint Route 66 vibes that they were putting out into the world, and Justin and Zay moved the bus to a new parking spot so we could get a bit more solar. Now those guys just been whipping up a fire as Zay is taking an evening afternoon nap. I just was doing a bit of work, got a pot pie in the oven, and gonna enjoy this beautiful sunset and see you guys tomorrow for what I think is gonna be an epic Grand Canyon day. I can't tell you how excited I am to see the Grand Canyon. I have flown over it in an aeroplane and always wanted to see it on ground level, so I'm gonna go join those guys for a fire and give you some evening time vibes.
It
wasn't just me. It was Uncle Vince too.
Nice job, Uncle Vince. Look full-on bus life goers with your fashion. Vince has been wearing the same overalls for about a week now.
You know what? I feel pretty warm. I feel great.
I'm just glad they're getting good use.
Yeah, the
That's all
overalls.
that matters.
This is all you need, just a flannel, like some overalls.
I hope that you
Layers.
go back to North Carolina and you're turned on to overalls.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wear overalls.
And then you're still wearing them. Good morning.
Mom, Dad, do
Like
this.
zip, zap, boing.
No, the fishy game.
Oh, the fishy ready? Go, show me how it works. Okay, ready? Hut, 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 hut. We have a couple of hours before we're gonna head out to the Grand Canyon. It's a bit chilly, but not as cold as yesterday. Pops, people have been missing your monologues. Got anything to say?
I don't even know what to say. Oh, there's so much pressure here.
I'll catch you later. Think about it today.
I'm excited to go to the Grand Canyon and do some hiking. And I'm excited to be down in warmer weather towards Phoenix. And I'm excited to eat tacos tonight. Because that's what I'm cooking.
Feels good to be back in the groove.
The
It's
sun
been like
feels
on
good.
and off. We've been enjoying it and not enjoying it. Like coming back from good weather all the way back to here and it being so cold and then like no water and, you know,
I think it's like you said, like
the hard times.
you mentioned we're going back to North Carolina. We're going to be settled down for a little while. So I'm just
Yeah.
soaking up every single second.
Making the most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when we'll take the red pepper out for another big adventure. So we've got a month of just really enjoying it.
So let's enjoy.
Live for the moment, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do it.
Let's
Grand
do it.
Canyon, here we come.
Woo!
It's a little icy walking up on this trail. We chose
Like
on
icy
called
snow.
Bright Angel. What was it? Bright Angel Landing. You could go for like a 2-day hike on this one. It goes all the way through the canyon across the river, and it's a little icy. Say, where are we going?
Go to the tunnel.
To the tunnel.
We're getting closer to the tunnel.
The tip Dude Man gave us was to step in the poop from the mules that have taken a trip ahead of us. So I'm using my old riding boots and stepping in poop again. Feels good. Vince is decked out all in Justin's clothes.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing, and shoes and
They
everything.
feel great.
You look ready to go.
Yes, I am.
Meanwhile, Justin's not wearing socks, but he's wearing chacos, so everything's fine. Justin has been keeping up on his all trails, and we've gone
0.4 miles.
0.4.
0.4
Almost half a mile,
miles.
guys.
We didn't make it very far before we saw that the rest of the trail was like through ice. Vince already slipped, Justin already slipped. I'm wearing my boots, so I haven't slipped yet, but I'm sure it's destined to come. We decided it's not safe, we don't have the right gear. We're gonna walk the rim trail. Be basic, on paved roads. It's fine though.
Oh, choo-choo! It's moving.
Papa, let's go on it first. Start.
We can't get down there fast enough.
All alone again tonight, but you don't seem to forget about yourself. Wondering how it could go so wrong, but you didn't call for help. But let me tell you about the trees and the seas, how it's all connected. The flowers and the birds and bees, then all the lights, yeah, we're all affected. Watching, pray, pray, pray. I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out.
Good morning. I wanted to hop outside and just take a moment. Man, living in such a small space has been a lot lately. It's just the three of us adults and Azalea, and it's like there's never a moment of being alone in the bus right now. And so that's been a bit difficult to find space and peace and just a moment to be with your own thoughts. And there's constantly chaos in the house with like Azalea's things everywhere, Vince's things everywhere, my things everywhere, Justin's things everywhere. It's just madness. It's been very chilly where we are. I don't know if you can see my breath, but it is cold. Red Peppa, oh buddy, she needs a good tune-up, like speedometer and RPM dials are a little wacky right now. That seems to be something that needs, I guess, repair, like working on the dash. And then the engine is running peachy keen as of right now, but she'll definitely need a good oil change when we get back home in North Carolina. Yeah, the water, the update on that, the small amount of water that we did have left in the tank apparently was disgusting, and so Justin drained it out once we moved the bus to this new spot to get level. Yeah, so we've been running off of jugs. That has been really tough. We filled up our jugs at the Grand Canyon, which was cool because we got spring water and it tastes delicious. The jug system for doing dishes has been less than ideal. We've been using paper plates and paper bowls just to kind of hobble along until we can really fix the water system. It sounds like Justin's idea to fix it is going to be to put a cut-off valve to the hot water, and we're just going to go without hot water all the way back home on this leg of the trip, just until we can kind of really fix the hot water heater, just because we can shower, I guess, at Planet Fitness, and I can draw Azalea a bath with water that we heat over the stove, so we can make it work. It's not really ideal. The rhythm of being back on this side of the US, like on the West Coast, has been also quite tricky. Justin leaves really, really early. On Mondays and Fridays, he has team meetings for Buddha Apiary. Today is Friday, so he woke up at like 4:30 or something and was working in the living room, standing by the heater. Came to say goodbye to me this morning and his hands were like icicles. But he leaves around about 6 in the morning and drives to a coffee shop just so that he can sit and have really solid internet to do his video calls and warmth. Otherwise, we call our second office Black Peppa or Jeep. So sometimes you can catch him in the morning, like sitting in the Jeep while it's running. We've really been trying to make the most of this leg of the trip. Just, we don't know when we're next taking Red Peppa out on a big adventure. Probably just local trips, maybe around North Carolina. But for now, like, just being here is mind-blowing, and I just have so much gratitude for just making it out here and like realizing this dream and thought that we had like 3 years ago of taking a bus out west and just adventuring. It's really cool to be here. Today we're going to begin our journey south and we're going to start heading towards warmth once again. Vince has been rocking Justin's clothes for like the last week. He's ready to bust out his Tulum attire because he packed basically only beach clothes. This was a very unexpected trip back to Red Peppa. Our original plan was that we were just going to go back to North Carolina and maybe one of us would come back and get Red Peppa. But then when we were all ready to leave Tulum, we all decided as a group that it could be a wild and adventurous ride if we all drove the Red Peppa back to North Carolina. So that is in fact what we have done today and for the rest of this month. It's gonna be my birthday soon. I never thought I'd be doing this, age 31. I always thought I'd be like, you know, in the fashion industry and wearing my fancy clothes, and here I am wearing clothes from yesterday and a hoodie. Oh, life takes you on adventures, eh? We're gonna be hitching it up, packing it out, and rolling on to the next port of our adventures. So far, we're all in a good headspace and being mindful to just like recognize if we see each other kind of not in a good way. And it's been really nice to have each other to lean on and talk. And last night we just had a good laugh. And this is what life is all about, right? Living, spending it with friends, loved ones, adventuring, exploring, being present, seeing amazing sunsets and sunrises. God, the sunsets out here are mind-blowing. Man, there's a ton of stores out here. Talk about big sky country, we are in it. Also, we're going to be crossing about a bunch of time zones. I don't know, it's been tough to keep up with all our different meetings and all the time zones that we're traveling through, and gosh, it's been a challenge to say the least to be jumping from East Coast time to Mountain time to West Coast time to all these different time zones. But I'll be glad to have a bit more consistency in life. I still am so excited to share with you guys what we're headed back to North Carolina for, but I'll tell you when the time comes. I'm gonna get back inside because my toes are freezing off and got a bit of work to do today. I'm gonna be getting back to all you guys on YouTube, all the YouTube comments. I'm always just so grateful for the support you guys give us. It's really just a blessing to have such an amazing, positive, inspirational community keeping us uplifted and just encouraging us to continue doing what we do. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna get inside. It's about to be really cold up in here. We're gonna run out of gas. Real life problems.